Welcome to English 102, where you are going to be extending the skills that you learned in English 101. I'm Mr. Schwerian. I will be your teacher, and this is going to be a completely online class. And during the course of this course, you will be using analysis skills and critical thinking and learning how to apply that in an essay, extending upon the skills that you learned in 101, where you basically learned formats and structure. Now we're going to be extending it to work more on applying your thoughts. So first thing I'm going to do is walk you through the course, and to do that we're going to go to Blackboard. So the camera will not fall off the thing. There we go. Now, when you first open Blackboard, the first thing that you will see is the daily agenda. Now, our daily agenda is basically my plan for what's going to happen on each day. For instance, we look at today, you're going to see that here's our welcome video, and I'm going to explain how to use Blackboard, and we're going to discuss the syllabus. And then there will be a second video that discusses some more things. And notice I give the homework assignments to you here. Homework, which is kind of redundant because you are at home, but still highlighted in yellow and written in red to really draw your attention to. And you'll know you're in the correct course because of our wonderful little banner here. It's the English 102 Summer Owls. The fighting owl is the mascot for Hartford Community College, so I like to include the little owl in our banners. So now that you know you're in the right course and you've seen what we're going to be discussing for the day, let's look at some of the other functions over here in our side menu. So notice the first thing is the daily agenda. After that, our proposed lesson plans. Now this is what I would like to see happen in the time we have in front of us, and we have a very short schedule ahead of us. We have 10 weeks to do what would normally be done in a little over 20 weeks. So we have half a semester to work with here. So we've got to get a lot done in a short period of time. So I know it looks like, oh wow, look at all that highlighted yellow, that's a lot of work. It's not as bad as it looks. It's some reading and some video watching mostly. You'll see, I'll talk about this in a little bit more detail later. As you go back to our side menu, you will find something called reading assignments. When you open that up, these are the actual stories that you have to read. So that if you click on it, there it is. This is a play that you'll be reading later, so that you can locate all of our reading assignments. This is a good thing because you do not have to buy a textbook. Everything that we're going to be reading can be found for free on the internet, so why buy a textbook? The next thing over here in our menu is essay directions. You click on that. Now right now, these are not available to you because I found that if I make them available to you too soon, there's always a few students who try to do them all up front, and I haven't given the proper instruction yet, and so they do them wrong and have to do them a second time, and I just don't want to see you do that. But when you open this up, you'll get the full directions for a particular essay, and Edgar Allan Poe's Masque of the Red Death will be the first essay, and that's coming rather quickly. So then you can examine your grades. So as fast as I post something, it will appear here, and you can check it. Notice already your first homework assignment is up here. And I do try to grade as fast as possible. I like to give 24 to 48 hours turnaround on the homework assignments, and essays take a little bit longer. Essays can take up to a week sometimes, depending on how many I have at a given time. We have close to 20 students in this class, so when I get 18 essays at once, and if my other class is turning it around the same time, I get a little overloaded. So I try to get them back as fast as possible. Our next slot here is email. This is how I want you to communicate with me, is using Blackboard email. Now, hopefully this is not your first go-round with Blackboard, so that you have some idea what you're doing, and hopefully your previous teachers have used Blackboard email. I don't like using Owlnet because a lot of times your email will come in and get bounced to spam, and I don't know why this happens, but it does, and I'm forgetful. I forget to check spam. I don't like going to spam. It's full of junk, and I have to really search through it. So if you really want to get a hold of me, I check this every day. So to do a message here, in case you've never seen this before, you click on Create Message, and it'll come up with 2. Hit that, and then you're going to choose my name, or you can email somebody else in the course. So once you've chosen my name, you have, this is the redundant part, I don't understand it. Let's go over and click an arrow to make sure that I'm going to get it. This is what most people forget to do. If you don't click this arrow, it doesn't go to anybody. Then you tell me your subject. Let's see that you want to give me an updated phone number. Let's see, put that. Then you come down here, type your message. Then you can come down here if you want to. You can attach things. Sometimes I'm going to ask you. In fact, that's what I'm going to ask you to turn in your essays, is that you attach them to an email. So you go to Browse. It will give you your computer. You search around on your computer. You find the essay. Click on it. Open it, and it'll get attached. And then this is the important part, submit it. Make sure you do send it to me. I've done that before. I get the whole thing done and then I move to another page and lose the whole thing. I have to go back and rewrite it. So don't do that. Okay, so that's email, how that works. And look, I've already sent myself an email. So I can check my inbox and look, sent myself an email. Alright, let's get rid of that. I do not delete emails either, other than this one. So everything that you send me, I will keep for the whole semester. Actually, I'll keep it forever because I never clean out the Blackboard mailbox. Alright, after email comes announcements. Right now there's no announcements, but if there's something that I need to get a hold of you in a quick amount of time, I'll set up an announcement. Now an announcement, the reason I'm showing you this is, we'll send a copy immediately. So if I need to get a hold of you in a very short amount of time, I will send out an announcement. Now an announcement will go to your Owlnet box as well as appearing in announcements here. And if you have other email addresses set up with Hartford, it'll shoot there as well. So this is my best chance of getting a hold of you in a hurry and letting you know things. It's usually going to be things like, oops, I screwed up, don't do that homework. That's the wrong homework. Or something along those lines, or like, oh, there's a major hurricane coming, everybody duck and cover, don't bother doing work this week. Something like that. Okay, teacher contact information. Now this is vital. If you want to get a hold of me, this is an old picture. Notice I still have color in my hair, and I'm still wearing glasses. I've had surgery since then. But while we're on an online situation, my contact hours, I get up reasonably early in the morning, but I'm really not functional until about 10 o'clock in the morning. So don't call me before that, because I'll be you don't want to talk to me before I've had my breakfast and a chance to really wake up. And I will make myself available until 7 p.m. That's when Jeopardy comes on. And once Jeopardy comes on, I'm done for the day. I talk to no one. I don't talk to anybody. No family members. Even the dog learns to stay away from me. Okay. This is my cell phone number so that you can reach me. I try to keep my cell phone with me all day long, but I do have a nasty habit of sitting it down and then walking off and leaving it. But fortunately, as long as I'm in the house, I can hear it and have to go running to find it. Email, as I said, please use the Blackboard email. Now, in an emergency, I know that cell phones do not always cooperate with Blackboard. So you're out somewhere and you need to get a hold of me, you can send me an email through Owlnet. Just, I can't guarantee that it will actually come through. On the outside chance the campus should reopen between now and August, I do have an office. I'm in Habit of Grace Hall, room 102, and this is my office phone number. But this is only if we wind up back on campus, which I don't think is going to happen. We're hoping maybe by September to be back on campus. But even then, all courses are still supposed to be online only. That we're not going to try face-to-face again until January. So, Lord only knows what's going on. Or at least for English. I know there's some courses like art and music will still have face-to-face classes, but even those are iffy. Okay, sorry. Sidetracked there. So that's our teacher contact information. The syllabus. When you want to look at the syllabus, you have to click on the link to open it. And then you should get a wonderful little PowerPoint. And The best way to view a PowerPoint is to click on slideshow and then hit from current slide. Or you could just slide down one slide at a time from where you were. Our syllabus starts off explaining the name of the course number, the days we're supposed to meet, and the times. Now, it's important that you keep 9 to 11 a.m. open. Actually, let me go back for a moment. I just realized there was something I should have talked to you about before. If we come back here to proposed lesson plans, you will notice this thing here called Zoom. Now, I'm not sure if we're using Zoom yet or not. I'm hoping that this is going to work. I haven't tried it. I'm going to do an experiment with it tomorrow. But notice, this Thursday, I want to do Zoom at 9 a.m. That means that you need to be available at 9 o'clock to click on the link that I send you, and then I should be able to see your little face or hear your voice somehow coming through the computer so that I know that you're there. I will take attendance for this. And I want to hear from all of you in this meeting because we're going to discuss our first piece of literature. And so if you look down this list, you'll see that there's, let's see, that's first one, our second one, 3, 4. There's only 4 times that I'm planning on doing a Zoom. Only 4 times that you have to be here at 9 a.m. So it's important to pay attention to this, and I will try to remind you through the daily agenda that next class is a Zoom. Please be here at 9 a.m. Otherwise, this is, oh, shut up. Otherwise, this is all on your schedule, okay? So, other than those 4 times, you do this as works for you, but note that every Tuesday and Thursday I will be posting a new lesson. Okay, now we can go back to the syllabus. No, I don't want to custom, there we go. Okay, so we meet from 9 to 11 a.m. The syllabus. Here's my name, here's my Harvard email, my office hours. Again, right now my office hours are my home hours, but Monday through Sunday, 10 to 7. If you need to get a hold of me, call me at that time. Send me an email. I check the email at least once every day, sometimes 2 or 3 times. Note, though, that after 7 o'clock, there is no guarantee that in fact, there is no way I'm checking it. Between 7 and 10, I am not checking emails or anything. Again, here's my information and the course description. You're going to be doing a critical analysis of literary genres. I want to see that you can think, that you can come up with ideas on your own, that you're not just researching information and finding what other people said. We want to see what you can do, how do you shape your thoughts, and how do you organize that into an essay. Course goals, pretty simple. You're going to write critical compositions based on literary works. You're going to interpret those tests by supporting ideas. And sometimes you might even have to do some references. There's only one semi-research, and it's not very difficult. You're going to have to be able to discuss the different elements of the short story, poetry, and drama, and hopefully this is going to increase your knowledge of literature. Now, some of you are like, I hate literature, I never want to read Shakespeare. You know, I understand. But this skill applies in multiple ways. It applies in watching television and movies, advertisements especially. You start understanding what these people in these advertisements are really trying to sneak past you. If you go to buy a car, anytime that you're negotiating with money, if you understand how to work with words, and that's what literature teaches you, is understanding what people are really saying with words, it's going to be a lot harder for them to trick you. Your course requirements. You must do all of the following. There's going to be 3 out-of-class essays. Well, we don't have any in-class essays now. You're technically supposed to do 6 essays. I think I have you set up for 5, and we may even drop one of those depending on how time works out. And only one of them I consider to be difficult, and it's not super hard, it's just a little more difficult than the others. Basically, if you're paying attention and follow the directions, they're really not that bad. On the last essay, which is the easiest essay of the whole bunch, you're going to have to, and it's not a research essay, I don't know why I forgot to take that word out, but it's a final essay. You have to at least pass it with a C, not hard. Attend classes and conferences regularly. That just basically means if we're having a Zoom conference, you're there that day, and that you're keeping up with the assignments so that when it comes to Sunday and I'm preparing the next week's work, I see that you're pretty much caught up with us and ready to move on. This class does move kind of fast, so if you're not keeping up with us, you're going to get lost really quick. This is the actual textbook. Don't buy it. You don't need it. Okay. How do I do grades? Basically, everything's total points. So, for two in-class essay tests, there are no essay tests. I forgot to update this for the fact that it's online now. But there are a couple of quizzes, and they're not hard. Really, this looks scarier than it really is. But basically what I do is I do total points, and then I divide it by, actually I take your total points, divide it by the total points that are available, which is probably going to be about 500 to 600 points. And that percentage gives me your final grade. Okay. Now, understand that a D, while it's a passing grade, is not acceptable as a prerequisite for other courses. So if you have to take a class that requires this course, that D's not going to count. Also, a lot of times D's don't transfer to other schools, so you really don't want to settle for a D. Shoot for the A. It's not that hard. Okay. Essay standards. You can read this for yourselves. Each essay is going to have its own set of directions. Just keep up with the directions. Home assignments. According to the federal government, I have to give you so much homework assignments. Well, this is going to be easy because everything you do is a homework assignment. So 100% of this course is homework. So we fulfilled this sucker. Late assignments. Unless otherwise noted, all your assignments are due the next class. They're not hard. Like your first homework assignment is looking up some definitions. Sometimes the homework assignment is just reading something or watching a video. Just make sure that you have this done before the next class, because the next class builds on that previous homework assignment. So if you haven't done it, you go to watch the next day's video or read the next day's lesson, it may not make sense because you didn't do the homework. It'll be confusing. And I will downgrade you if you're late. So they're not hard. The only thing that takes more time are the essays, and I give you a little over a week to do each essay. And the essays are just time consuming. They're not really so much difficult as they just take the time to put the effort in and get it done right. Okay? I will always give you up to 50% on something unless there is a major issue where I think that you've been cheating or you've been lying to me about something, and then I may subject you to a 0. Special needs. If you have any special needs, any kind of disability, you have ADHD, I don't think physical disabilities are going to apply here because I don't see you in person, but if you have any kind of disability that you need extra help with, let me know. If you have to have text that goes with every video, I can arrange that. So, you keep me posted and I'll make sure all these things happen. Okay. Title IX. This, if you feel that you are being harassed or you find anything offensive, you feel that I'm somehow exploiting you or intimidating you, you don't have to put up with this. This has been a problem that's really been drawn to attention recently, but it's been a problem probably as long as there have been men and women and different people of different skin color, different everything. I have no right to attack you based on your gender, your sexual preferences, your skin color, your religion, anything. You're a human being, and you should be treated as such, and I should be treating you the way I want to be treated, which is with respect. And respect is a two-way street. You give respect, you should get respect. So that's what we're going to be doing in here. If, and this isn't just in my class, if it's another student, if this is happening with another teacher, anything that's connected with the college, if you feel that there's someone who is interfering with your ability to learn, be successful, or feel comfortable here, you have the right to get help. Now, I don't know who the new coordinator is. Dr. Jacqueline Jackson was the old coordinator, but she got promoted to temporary president of the college until they find a new president. So when she steps back down, she'll be the person. So the number is still the same. So you can call this phone number and somebody at the other end can help you. So if you don't feel comfortable talking to me, you can call this number and they will set you up with someone. So let's say that you're gay and you don't feel like you really want to come out in front of me, but you can call that number and they will hook you up with somebody who's homosexual, or at least is extremely sympathetic and will keep everything quiet so that you can talk about this and you can get this straightened out. Electronic policies. It used to be that I would say, turn your cell phones off, blah, 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 blah. This is going to be totally different now. Now I want your cell phones on. You're at home, okay? You knew going into this that this is an online course, so you are expected to meet the technological needs. Means that you have to have a computer that is capable of doing all these things that we're going to be doing. It means that you have to have Microsoft Word capacity, or at least a similar word processing program, so that you can write these essays and send them to me and I can open them and read them. You have to have reliable internet service. And you have to have a PC that's at least compatible with either Skype or Zoom or some kind of conferencing program, and that hopefully has a camera on it so that I can see you. There might be a way to do this through your cell phone. I'm still not really 100% up on all these things. I'm taking a course right now that's hopefully going to educate me on all this. Right? I also require that you give me a phone number where I can contact you in case there's problems with your essay. You're not turning in work and I want to know what's going on. So anything along those lines. I promise you I'm not going to be calling you every day and like, so, okay, how you doing? Like, did you watch TV last night? Oh my god, like that latest episode of such and such was like, oh my god. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be your best buddy calling on that cell phone constantly. In fact, what I'm probably going to do is just shoot you some texts. I learned how to text this year, so something good came out of Corona. So, please have a cell phone that has a voicemail set up so I can leave messages, some way that I can get a hold of you and to check it and to respond to it. I've had people who refuse to respond to me. It's very frustrating, and then they wonder why they fail the course. Attendance, like I've already talked about this a little bit. This will only be 4 times, I think, in the whole course. I'm going to ask you to come to a video conference from between 9 to 11 a.m. and I will be taking attendance. So if you miss it, you're going to have to watch the makeup video and do a makeup assignment, so it's going to add to your workload. If you fail to do either, it will be counted as an absence and you'll get 0 points for that particular conference. So people earn points for attending the conference, so it can only help your grade. Academic integrity. Okay, this is going to be very hard for me to monitor, but understand that you paid to take this course so that you can learn. Okay, so cheating doesn't help you any. You're not mastering any skill. So going online and finding a previously written essay about the piece of literature we're talking about isn't helping you any. And it's usually pretty easy for me to spot. You paid somebody else to write it or somebody else wrote for you. I'm seeing samples of your writing all semester long. So unless you have the same person doing all this work for you, I'm going to notice there's something schizophrenic going on here. And I'm going to wonder why I have all these multiple personalities in your writing. And I'm going to start searching, and if I find something online that matches up, there's a big problem, because the college does not support plagiarism. The college will back me up on this. The first time through is a 0, and then after that it can get really bad. You can get a 0 for the course. You can, if you basically fail the course, I should say. You can get thrown out of school for this. If they feel that your violations are bad enough, they will expel you, and if you get expelled, that means you've just flushed away any credits you've earned at HCC. You won't transfer. You apply to another school and they say, oh, what did you do at HCC? And say, oh, I have all these credits. And then you ask for a transcript, and that transcript has stamped on it in huge letters, expelled for plagiarism. The new college isn't going to take you, and they're not going to take your credits. So you just wasted all your time. Don't do this. Okay, pink. Finally, WF or I, withdraw, fail, or incomplete. I will bend over backwards to help you pass this course. If you run into problems, okay, and I had some of this last semester, let's say that you work in the medical field, you work over at the hospital, you get sick, you get the corona, you're not going to be able to complete the work, okay? There are options here. You can withdraw from the course. You can choose to fail the course, which is a horrible idea because that F really destroys your grade point average and you can never really clean that up. It will always be dragging your grade point average down. Or you can request an incomplete. Now what is an incomplete? An incomplete means that I basically extend the semester for you a certain number of weeks. So we look at what work you still have to do, what we think is reasonable to prove that you've mastered the material, and we extend it. And you get that work done, and then I go and change your grade from an I to whatever you've earned. And usually when I give incompletes, it's people who would have an A if they could finish the course. So it's really in your benefit to try to stick with me. I will find a way to help you get through this course. I might eliminate some of the work. We'll just have to wait and see what the individual situation is. But never, never, never choose to fail. If you choose to withdraw, it doesn't affect your grade point average at all. And in fact, a lot of times those, I'm not sure what Hartford's policy is, but I know that my college didn't even identify any courses that I withdrew from. So when I sent my transcripts over, those new colleges had no idea I withdrew from a course. So don't choose to fail. Okay, that is, I think, everything as far as the syllabus is concerned. Yes, syllabus is done. Yay. Whew. I'm sorry, that was torture, wasn't it? Okay. Okay, there's another thing here in the menu. These are the college policies and resources if you want to go read through this. This is basically your student handbook. The vital parts of your student handbook. I know your student handbook's actually a lot more involved than this. And then here, info for unplanned closures. So, well, right now, we're technically in a closure. We can't go to class, so we're going to be working online. But what happens if you come in here and you open up and there's no new entry under daily agenda? That means that something's happened to me. I'm sick, I was in a car accident, I'm in a coma. Something has happened where I can't get back online to send you lessons. And so there's two things that I need you to do if that happens. One is to go back to the proposed lesson plan and then skim down to whatever the last thing was we did. So it may actually be Tuesday, July 7th, but the last thing we did was we had our Zoom lesson on the 30th. We haven't done Tuesday. So, or Thursday, I'm sorry. So look at that and see what you can actually accomplish on your own. Oh, read Act 1 of Oleana. Alright, I think I could do that. You may not be able to answer questions, because I may not have posted them, but Oleana is there. So you can open that up and read it. If you get to 2 days and I haven't posted anything, something is really wrong. So in that situation, I want you to contact my dean, and say, hey, Dean Abramovitz, Mr. Schwerian has not shown up all week. It's been 2 classes and there's no new lessons. That's not like him. He's very annoying. He emails me regularly. He sends me texts, and I haven't heard from him. I think something's wrong. In that case, the dean will find out what's wrong with me and will find some way to get your lessons back on track so that you can get the grades you deserve. Okay? Phew! Alright. We have now navigated Blackboard and we have looked at the syllabus. Making sure I haven't forgotten anything. No, I think I've covered it all. So now you are ready to begin the course. So the next thing I want you to do is there will be a video in Daily Agenda. I haven't posted any videos yet because I haven't filmed them yet. But after you finish this video, you will see that there's a new video that talks about why are we studying literature and what is literary analysis and what is symbolism. So you'll watch that, and then you will be ready to read The Mask of the Red Death. Now, before you read The Mask of the Red Death, I do want you to notice that you have to do this assignment. Alright? You're going to be defining these words. These are some difficult words that show up in the story, and I've had students ask what they are, so I'm just trying to cut to the chase. Look them up, you'll be ready, then when you read the story, you'll understand what he's talking about. How do you do this? In case you've never had one before, click on the title. It will open the assignment. Notice it tells you the due date, the points that you can earn from it, and then this is where people mess up. Do not write in this comments box, because what I get is a teeny tiny little box over to the side. This is where you ask me questions or something. You really don't need to use it at all. You want to come here where it says write submission. Click on that box, open this up. This is where you'll write your answers. And the easiest way to do that is you just simply highlight, copy, and then paste it in here. And then you can sit there and you can write your answers next to it. And no, that is not the right answer. Okay. When you are finished, you have well, actually, as you go along, you have two options. Let's say you got started and you had to stop. You have to go to the bathroom, or the phone rings, or your dog has decided to eat the cat. Okay. Save it. Hit Save Draft. And then you can come back to it later. When you're finished, then you make sure you hit submit, and it'll send it to me. And even after you've submitted it, if you want to go back and make changes, you can come in and do a second submission. Okay? So never feel like, oh man, I screwed myself, I can't finish this. Now you have plenty of time to do it. Alright? So that's all the mechanics for the course. Whoops, I didn't mean to close that. So next time you look in, you will have all your videos posted, and you'll know what to do with the first assignment. Take care now.